Breaking on headlines today at this hour, we have learnt reliably from our sources that Priyanka Gandhi will not be the face of Congress for the Lok Sabha elections. The story of Priyanka playing a bigger role started doing the rounds after she was seen actively participating in the Congress meetings ahead of the 17th January AICC session. Now, sources have now told headlines today exactly what happened inside the Congress huddle today. The face of 2014 will only be Rahul Gandhi. Priyanka's attendance was limited to what concerned Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi and not herself. Congress leaders had gone to Rahul's residence to finalize Congress president's and Rahul's tour programs across the country and preparations for 17 January's meeting. Priyanka Gandhi joined the meeting subsequently. Rahul's secretarial staff was present in the meeting as well. She did inquire into the preparations for the 17th of January. She was present in at least half of the meetings. Kartikeya Sharma, political editor, now joining us with more details. Kartikeya, is Priyanka Gandhi's involvement at this point any more than what it usually is with regards to Rahul and Sonia? That such speculation started doing the round that she could be launched as a face for the party.
No, Priyanka Gandhi will not be launched as the face of the party. Rahul Gandhi will remain the face of the party. Her participation, Maha, as you know, is always limited to what concerns Rahul primarily, because Sonia Gandhi has been handling her own affairs. You would remember that in January, plenary which took place last year in Jaipur called Chintan Shivar, Priyanka Gandhi was present. She came with Robert Vadra before leaving for Ranthambore, and she was there an hour before his speech began. She quietly sat in the room, antechamber, which was reserved for Sonia Gandhi, heard the speech once it was done. She met Rahul and then she left. So she is part of those backroom meetings where Rahul Gandhi discusses his own opinion and approach on certain issues. And let me say that there is a dynamic between brother and sister, and that is of a friend also. But the intervention of that friend, who also happens to be the sister, is limited to what concerns the brother. And I would like to amplify this point again, Mahad, and to our viewers, that when she comes for this meeting, it was an inquiry as to how the preparations for 17 would happen and how the two programs would take place, because Priyanka now is in charge of Raebareli Amethi. Sonia Gandhi has stopped campaigning there.
Right.
So obviously certain issues run through her domain.
But there is a certain kind of charisma that she exudes, Kartikeya. Is there a sense within the Congress party that she should be campaigning more for the party apart from the Gandhi pocket boroughs?
You see, I would say that right now she has decided to concentrate on Raebareli Amethi. I think it will be a very private decision in case she decides to contest elections from Raebareli. But then it's impossible to speculate on that matter. And the reason is simple, because that call can only be taken by Sonia Gandhi, one. Secondly, Sonia Gandhi is a sitting member of parliament from Raebareli. She is chairperson of UPA. And Priyanka has been giving these broad hints continuously that she would not like to enter active politics. And the reason is very simple, as you mentioned, Maha, that she is very charismatic, and her charisma can overpower other things within the Congress party.
Okay.
And she realizes that this is Rahul Gandhi's movement, and she wants to make it strong and meaningful for him.
All
so
right.
I would say most of her interventions are limited to that purpose.
All right, Kartikeya, do stay on with us. We also have with us Mr. Vinod Sharma, senior journalist. Sir, is the involvement that Priyanka Gandhi is showing this time around any more than what she's shown in the past with regards to issues involved, with regards to issues about Rahul Gandhi and his tour programs?
Well, I think that Priyanka has always had a role. I mean, I think that amongst the family, I mean, there are three people who discussed all things that are of concern to them, both in terms of politics, in terms of the organization, and also the family. And this is the mother and the daughter and the sister and the son. So I don't see, any great break from the past, because I remember that when Priyanka first ventured out to campaign, and it took a couple of meetings on her part to ensure the defeat of Arun Nehru at the hands of Mr. Satish Sharma. That was long years ago in Raebareli. So she is a good campaigner. In relative terms, I should think that she's better campaigner than both the mother and the brother. But the call that she has to come into active politics has to be taken by her. and of course in consultation with the other two members of the family.
Right.
So I think this time her role will be more focused in the two constituencies which her mother and her brother represent in Parliament, because there are indications of a competition there this time.
Absolutely.
With the Aam Aadmi Party threatening to set up a candidate against Rahul Gandhi and maybe perhaps also against Sonia at some stage. So I think that her role would be more with regard to these two constituencies, and also as an advisor to the brother in terms of talking points, in terms of perhaps placement of people. But that's about it.
All right. So perhaps
she has no formal position in the party.
Right. Perhaps she's just bracing up for a more fierce competition this time for Rahul Gandhi, at least with, as you mentioned, Aam Aadmi Party suggesting that they might want to launch some person from their party against Rahul Gandhi. Vinod Sharma, many thanks for joining us with your perspective on that story.